Whether it was the tsunami in the Indian Ocean or the earthquake in Japan, natural disasters and man-made ones have caused a lot of companies to rethink their approach to their supply chains. It's no longer all about cost. Today, reliability and optimization is a bigger and bigger part of it. And a homegrown company right here in our region is on the forefront of it all. The company's called CombineNET, and Rich Wilson is the Chief Executive Officer. Welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you, Bill. Good to be here.
So this is what? The company's been in Pittsburgh, been in our region about 10 years, but what now with a global reach in terms of the companies whose supply chain networks you're supporting?
That's right. We have customers all over the world. Typically, they operate globally. They have manufacturing and distribution facilities around the world. Companies like Procter & Gamble, General Mills, who have brands and products that they produce internationally.
And they're clearly buying a lot of stuff and buying a lot of services for multi-billion companies of that scale. So what's the value CombineNET brings to the table?
We're a software company. We produce software that companies like Procter & Gamble, General Mills, and others use to determine from whom to buy the materials that they need to produce their products and to distribute them. Typically, these companies are spending many millions of dollars in procurement. They have supply bases that are international in scope. And so what they need is some advanced analytical capabilities to determine where to acquire the goods that they need at the best price, and taking into account a lot of other factors, as for example, supply chain risk. The kind of thing that you spoke about at the beginning with respect to the earthquake in Japan and the tsunami in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, a lot of companies have discovered just chasing the lowest cost labor or the lowest cost supply, that may not be the real cost you need to be taking into account.
No, absolutely not. Our customers certainly learned that as well some years ago with Katrina. The risks of bringing all or a large portion of their supplies in through a single port, the Port of New Orleans. So one of the things that they can do with our software is to have suppliers propose different ways in which they can deliver the goods, manufacture them, so that they can acquire them in a way that mitigates the risk.
I know our region's been somewhat of a hotbed in this area, going back almost 20 years. I remember in the 90s there was a lot of talk about reverse online auctions that would try to match buyers and sellers, and the sellers would underbid each other and you'd watch the price go down. Your approach is a little bit different than what they were doing back then.
That's correct, right? Correct. I mean, Pittsburgh is where the reverse auction was really introduced by free markets in the mid-90s. What we do is different. The conventional reverse auction approach depended upon buyers putting together sometimes dissimilar goods into lots and asking suppliers to give them prices on these lots. At CombineNET, we introduced a notion called expressive commerce or expressive bidding. And what we do here is to allow the suppliers to produce combinations of goods in which they can achieve some economies and share those with the buyer. What we've done is basically to take the shackles off the suppliers and let them be creative, let them propose different ways in which a buyer's or a company's requirements might be met.
Well, and for the buyer, you can't possibly know every single new innovation in every single company that's in your entire supply chain. This would help to unlock some of that potential.
Absolutely. For example, in the area of packaging, our customers are able to tap into innovations in materials and production techniques that are used by allowing the suppliers to share those possibilities with them in the course of conducting a sourcing event or a bid. Allowing them to do that enables companies like Procter & Gamble or General Mills or others to improve their products, arrive at packaging that makes it easier to stock and sell.
And you've got what? How many people here are working?
We have about 60 people here in Pittsburgh. Right. We have an office in London and staff in Hamburg and near Amsterdam.
It's the beauty of, I guess, automation and IT, because 60, 70 people can support the world, given your software platform.
That's correct. We produce we deliver our product, our software, in the software as a service model. which is to say that all that's needed for a buyer and for a buyer's suppliers to access the bidding site is an ordinary internet browser.
Okay, and you've been doing that from the beginning.
From the very beginning.
Decade. So you were in the cloud before anybody even knew the cloud was the cloud.
We've always been in the cloud.
Oh, really exciting. Good prospects looking forward. You guys still looking for people and growing the business?
Absolutely, we are. 2011 was really a spectacular year for our company. We grew our customer base by over 70%. Our revenues were increased by more than a third. So we're definitely in a growth mode at this point.
Very exciting. Great to hear it happening in Pittsburgh's Strip District. The company's called CombineNET. Rich Wilson, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Bill.
Yeah.
Pleasure to be here.
Next up, a summit on U.S.-China innovation and entrepreneurship, and it's happening right here in our region. Stay with us.